very conveniently, the report which was supposed to come out in September will now come out on its way towards Christmas, when presumably the virus is gone, everyone's happy, meh, all that security guard stuff is in the back window. Here's what was said by the ex-judge and boss of this commission today about why the delay is necessary.
The inquiry has now received over 106,000 pages of documents as at Sunday, August 2nd. 87,000 pages of documents had been uploaded onto our document management system.
Now, this won't be breaking news to you because, of course, you're watching this show, which means you've got a brain and you care about how the world works. You know that the Commission of Inquiry is not just that one person. It's not one person with one assistant. It's not one person with one counsel assisting. It is an army of people who are looking into this. It is an open and shut case. We know what the decisions were. We need to know who made them. We need to have those people compelled to give evidence. So help me out. How simultaneously can the Health Minister or the Premier give us a press conference every single day, meaning they leave their house and are able to stand in front of the cameras, but for some reason they are not able to sit in their office and have a chat via Zoom? Of course, it's laughable. It's garbage. But there was one kernel of good news here, which was Daniel Andrews, with his carrying on of pretending that he can't talk about this because it's all before an inquiry. Well, at least the boss of the inquiry said that is bullshit.
This Board of Inquiry is not a court. Under law, unlike a court, there is no general restriction or prohibition which would prevent a person from commenting publicly or answering questions to which they know the answers on matters which are the subject of examination by this Board of Inquiry.
So who is one of the people who would eventually give evidence, who can apparently turn up to a press conference every day but can't give evidence over Zoom? It's, of course, the Health Minister who had this disgraceful performance in the Parliament yesterday.
On what date in March or April were you advised that there were serious issues with the hotel security program?
I will take the member's question on notice, and I will provide her with a written answer.
Do you accept full responsibility for the failures in the hotel quarantine security program?
As I said, I will be providing the member with a written response to this question.
All of this, of course, was repeated today by the same minister who, of course, was able to turn up to a press conference but couldn't possibly sit in front of a laptop and press Zoom.
I think it sends a wrong message that Victoria's Health Minister is acting in breach of the show's directions.
Well, I think what you need to appreciate, or what I would ask you to appreciate, is that as the acting leader of the government, if the chamber decides to sit, I've got no interest in prolonging a debate about something that, frankly, has very little to do with our fight against this virus, none whatsoever. But I think you would have been equally critical if she'd not gone. If that's the most important thing that you and your newspaper want to write about, then that's a matter for you.
No, Premier. You see, you don't quite understand this. While Channel 2 is more than happy just to write down your latest version of Ooga Booga, we might have Stage 5. We won't tell you what Stage 5 is, but we'll hang it out there. Most of the media has an opportunity to ask you questions on behalf of the public who are currently locked in their house for the next 6 weeks. They are locked in their house for the next 6 weeks because of the decisions of your government, of your ministers, and it is completely reasonable that they start giving answers. Not the types of answers that you give at a press conference where you get plaudits for people because you stood there for 90 minutes and just yabbered. Actual answers. Answers of who, what, when, why. Dates, details, decisions, accountability. And unsurprisingly, but infuriatingly, the very Health Minister who said, I won't answer the questions in the Parliament today, but I'll get back to you tomorrow in written form. Well, guess what? It's tomorrow. And she hasn't provided the answers.
I made it very clear that I did not want to be there. I committed yesterday to providing written answers by today, and they will all get those written answers today.
Now, Georgie Crozier, have you got those written answers yet?
No, I haven't, Chris. Before I came on, I checked to see whether they'd come through, but they haven't. And under sessional orders, they should have been supplied by midday.
It's 9 o'clock at night of the tomorrow. What does it tell you about the arrogance of the government, about the belief that this is somehow some sort of political scandal, that as long as you're able to bat it out for 7 days, you can change the subject? For the next 6 weeks, Victoria is in lockdown. For the next 6 weeks, people are told that they are only allowed 1 hour of exercise a day. They're only allowed to shop within 5 kilometres of their house for 1 hour a day. Tens of thousands of people lost their job yesterday. Many more will lose theirs over the next 6 weeks, all because of the failures of hotel quarantine. You think you can bat it out. And you think that the people who ask you about it are somehow part of some vast right-wing conspiracy. Again, bullshit. It's normal people demanding accountability of the people who we pay to sit on top of the public service to deal with things like this. You can't bat this out. You can't shut this down the road. You can't just change the subject. Because while the Turnbull Times might love you, and you might get a cuddle on Twitter, I repeat, millions of people are locked in their house for the next 6 weeks. They're not going to forget about it.